Hello everybody, welcome to the next installment of my Debian graphical tutorial. Today let's do some other things that you would actually need to do to your installment, if you wish, of course. I'm gonna show some additional stuff. Okay, let's not waste any time and let's start. So first of all, one of the better things to do is change apt into something more modern. Something that is called actually Nala. Nala is similar to apt, so you can download packages, but it's more graphical. You can see more specifically what kind of stuff you're pulling from the internet. You can see all the libraries that are being pulled. Well, I'm just gonna show you the best way. Maybe a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna say about this thing, because one of the most important things is that apt is slow. Single downloading is generally uses slow mirrors, and it doesn't optimize them. So it also doesn't have a history, so rolling back updates can be really hard if you use apt. Nala does not use apt for package downloading and verification. You can set up like 3 different sources, repositories that it's gonna be pulling stuff from. Okay, so first of all, we'll need to add some things to our repositories, like some things to our repository list. So let's change for now. Gonna change into sudo. Now let's open apt. Maybe actually, instead of adding it like this, I'm just gonna do something else. Let's do echo Debian volume score main, then pipe it sudo t c apt sources dot list dot d. Archive score stable dot list. So this first thing, it's we're gonna add the source to our sources list D, so we can pull the actual Nala installation. Let's see if I didn't make any misspellings. Okay, now we're gonna add, of course, our GPG key, so it's gonna be signed. So Q0 yes. Mhm. Scar key pipet sudo t, and now again let's see ipt trusted.gpg .d archive scar gpg. Okay, something's wrong, something's misspelled. Okay, sudo t, let's see apt trusted gpgd. 0 doesn't like the 0. Okay, gotcha. Because it's O, it's not 0. There we go. So this is done. We added to our sources list our source. We added the GPG key. Now we can actually do apt update and apt install Nala. As you can see, I have something called pack list in the at the apt sources list.d. Need to throw it out. So let's go there. cd etc apt ls. So ls. Where is this cd dot list dot d list. As you can see, we have here added. I need to remove pack list. Okay, now it's fine. So as you can see, we have everything added correctly. We have Nala installed. Now let's see. Actually, we just updated everything. Let's now check. So now we are actually fetching the Debian mirrors. We're gonna pick all the mirrors that we're gonna use with Nala, because like I said, this uses 3 different mirrors. That's why it's faster, better than apt, and it looks better as well. I'm gonna show you in a moment. I think you should change from apt to Nala as quick as possible if you're still using the old method. Of course, that's only my opinion. You can stay with the old one if you like. Okay, so this is the list of mirrors that we can choose from. Here are the milliseconds, so the best score. Well, it's best to take option 1, 2 and 3, because for me they are the fastest. Other ones are slower, so let's do 1 space 2 space 3, enter. Yes, and there you go. So our repositories are updated, sources are chosen. Okay, so now let's do Nala upgrade. Okay, I'm just gonna try to show it a little bit more. Even shows how fast it's downloading stuff. I think this is quite an improvement to APT, where you didn't see anything that you actually downloaded. It was just going down fast and couldn't even see what's there. So okay. Gonna wait a moment until it finishes. And now our packages are up to date. Good. So next thing that we will need to do, we need to actually go to nano. Okay, let's do nano. Okay. RC. Let's open this. At the end here, we'll need to add a couple of additional lines, because now we're gonna actually switch APT with Nala, or maybe we're just gonna combine them, like every time you actually input APT instead of Nala, it's gonna do the same thing. So let's say we are merging those two. Okay. Command Nala. Need to be careful here not to misspell stuff. Okay. And then shift command else command At the end we're gonna do sudo right. So this is done. So let's try to actually, once we actually installed Nala, now we're gonna use it for a different thing, because now we managed to change our default installing tool for packages. Now let's go to something called the Grub Customizer. So we're gonna pull that one with Nala, install Grub. There you go. Here are the packages with the libraries, versions, size, how many packages are gonna be installed, total size, this space were required. I think that's quite an improvement to APT. And it's fast too. My internet may be not that great, but if you have a better one, it's gonna be really fast downloading and installing stuff with this. Okay, so we got it. We got now the thing called the Grub Customizer. What is the Grub Customizer? Well, here, thanks to that, you can actually customize your grub. So let's see, Grub Customizer. Put your password for root. Okay, here we go. Here's our Grub Customizer. So basically now we can start with how you can actually speed up your Linux distribution. Well, the first thing you would like to do is to disable mitigation. This will have a substantial increase in performance just by doing disable, because by disabling mitigation, just by disabling mitigation, you see quite a substantial increase. The more core count you have, the greater the performance gain. Some performances increases can be large as 30%, but the average increase is about 10%. So to display the CPU details to identify active mitigations, we can use something like, I will show you in a moment. What are the mitigations? Let's see. Probably bad password. Yep. Gotta play with it a little bit. There we go. Okay, so LS CPU. And there we go. Here you got most of the stuff about your system. So your CPU model, model name. Quite a lot of stuff here, and here you have your vulnerabilities. About here. There you go. And here are mitigations regarding those vulnerabilities. This is also quite valid if you want to play with something called Oh, I had it somewhere. Oh, maybe later I'm gonna remember. But either way, these are the. Oh, I remember microcode. Yeah, if you want to install microcode on your Linux distribution as well, this will also help with many problems regarding those vulnerabilities. But that's a different cake. I'm not gonna go into it right now because the microcode is well, you need to read about it quite a bit to say something particular about it, because installing just remember that installing something on Linux or whichever distribution you're gonna use doesn't mean that it's gonna work like it should. First you need to understand what this stuff actually does, and then you can install whatever you want. So I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't actually know that much about it. I'm only showing you the stuff that I actually researched and then I know that it's gonna be beneficial for you to use, like Nala or like this that I'm showing right now. So okay, going back to it. So we got our Grub Customizer, we got those vulnerabilities here, and the main thing is that you want to actually change your mitigation. I'm gonna show you in a moment, because you can inspect your Grub configuration with, let's say, cat, or maybe instead of cat I'm gonna use nano. Let's see, default Grub. So there you go, this is the basic configuration of Grub. Here are the most important things about it. Okay, so we are interested in this line Grub command line Linux default. This one is set to quiet right now. We need to add here mitigation off. To be honest, now I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna close this and we're gonna go here to Grub Customizer, General Settings, and here you have your kernel parameters. Once you change this, this is gonna affect, of course, the Grub default config. So this is quiet. I'm gonna change it to mitigations equals off. And I'm also gonna change this. Instead of quiet, I'm gonna put disable splash. Mitigation disable splash mitigations. Okay, let's save it. When you push the save button, it's like doing update Grub, so it's the same. Let's wait until it finishes and we're gonna check if it actually appeared here. So let's go here, open, and there you go. That's how it should be. Disable splash and mitigations off. Good. So only, to be honest, using this line is gonna help you with speeding up your Linux distribution. Only appending this parameter, but of course you can use this one as well. What does it do? I'm gonna show you also in a moment. What does it maybe refer to? Not what does it do, but what does it refer to? Okay, so everything is done here. So now we need to reboot. So let's reboot everything. So this is the splash screen, right? As you can see, this is the splash screen. What you can actually do is also customize your grub. How to do it, I'm gonna also show you, so it looks a little bit better. Just gonna wait until it loads. Okay. Fine. Okay. We have everything. Let's go once again to Grub. One moment. Grub Customizer. And here you have something called appearance settings. Of course, here you can change themes. How to change them? Well, let us see. Okay, so right, so let's open our web browser. We're gonna search for a website called gnomelook.org. Here you can download quite a lot of themes for Grub. There you go, we have here Grub themes. All you need to do is just go here. Okay, so I have a theme here that I picked previously that I wanted to show you. It's called Virtual Future, and I will download one of the other themes. So let's first go here to this one, because this one works perfectly without any problems. I'm just gonna download this one. Yeah. Let's just save the file for now. Okay, and now let's go back, because I wanted to show you one error that will actually that can happen while you're installing those themes, and you gotta look out for it. Well, let's say I just want to take which one was it? Maybe this one. Let's see. Let's try this inventory. Okay. Let's download this one, save it. Alright, now let's go to our download folder. We have those two themes. Let's start maybe with this one. Let's open it. It's our themes. And let's see what does it have inside. So this one would actually work. Why? Because when you're installing those themes, the thing that is checked, the most important thing, is this theme.txt. I had some problems while installing different themes when I was checking them up. If this was called differently, let's say theme slash something or whatever, the installer had problems with installing the theme because it couldn't actually find this particular file. So maybe I'm gonna remove this for now. Okay, let's leave it. I'm just gonna download something else. Right, let's go to the website. Sorry, I think I'm a little bit tired. Let's go to the website again. Let's try maybe this one, Argon Grub theme. I'm gonna see what's inside this. Why I'm trying to show you this, because actually when you're doing the installation of this theme, you can really fuck up your grub if you don't pay the attention what you're doing. So since I don't want you to have problems, I would like you to see the thing. Okay, come on, open. Where is it? There we go. Let's see here. What does this have inside? Fonts, install, stuff like that. Okay, let's try to install this actually. We're gonna see what it spits out. So let's do the plus, file system, home, downloads, and let's put this one on. So you just basically light it up, press open. There you go, that's what I meant actually. Look, this theme doesn't contain a theme.txt. Please look for the config file and rename it to the theme.txt. So if now you've done something like this and said, okay, great, doesn't matter, just like a bug, whatever, and you saved it and rebooted everything, there is a quite good chance that you fucked up your grub and it won't load like it should, because it won't find this theme.txt because it's not there. Actually it is there, but it's called differently, so he doesn't see it. It is somewhere here. There is one theme.txt, but it's basically not this, I guess. It's either he doesn't see it, or there is a different txt here somewhere that he's actually using. Well, either way. Now I'm gonna show you, because let's just scratch this one. Yep, how it actually should look when it's done right. So let's actually, we're gonna go back to the home directory. Let's change to all files. Go again, file system, home. Where's this home? Downloads. Let's check this one. And there you go. This one, as you can see, applied without any warnings, anything. So this one is fine. He read everything that he should read from the archive with the theme txt. So everything is good. So now let's just save it. Wait a moment. Well, basically this is the website if you want to change your themes. gnomelook.org. Quite good for customizing Grub themes. Okay, I think it finished. And actually we should also check something else, because I didn't mention that, and that's quite important as well. Let's go back for a moment to this website, because every time you pick some kind of a theme, you can see small descriptions here how you can actually install it and what you should do for you to make it work as it should properly, because uploading the theme like I did here, it's not all that you should do. Let's check the virtual future. Okay, so here is the basic thing, the installation, what you should proceed with to install this theme. So first of all you need to go here, so etc default grub. So let's just copy this. Let's open the command prompt, not command prompt, sorry, terminal. Okay, now let's just paste it. Let's go with cd, sorry, not cd, no. Okay, once again. Okay, let's do it like this. Default. Okay. Right. So let's check. Sudo. No. Default grub. Oh, great. Okay. Fine. Oh well. Let's list everything then. Where's the default folder? Okay, default folder, grub. So nano grub. Okay, so we're here, and to actually make it work like it should, you need to add those lines here, or edit those lines. So just let's take a look what we have. So we have like grab default that is set to 0. Yeah, it is set to 0. We need to add grab timeout style, which is menu, because we're changing the menu of the grab. So we're gonna change this. Okay, grab timeout. So here, if you want to speed up your grab, you can change this to 0 actually. Then we have like timeout here 60. Okay, so we cannot change it to 0. So if you're using this theme, it should be default 60. Okay, fine. And then you need to add this line as well, grab theme, so it's gonna know which theme to use. And as you can see, it's misspelled because you have here virtual underline future, and actually it's called virtual underline future underline 1. So it's badly spelled. If you just copied this, wouldn't work. Cause where is this file? I had it open here. I just wanted to show you where is the package. Downloads. Yep. Let's just open the package for a moment. Virtual. Well, there we go. Well, here it is, virtual future. Okay, so if I extracted it here, virtual future, it's fine, it's virtual future. Okay, so there is no misspelling, right? Like I said, tired. Okay, let's just add this one at the end. Right, so you got the grab theme, you got the timeout set, you got the thing for the menus. Fine, let's just do this. And now we can do just grab, update grab. Update grab. And now just reboot. Okay, so changes have been made. Sorry, took me a while. So basically this is how it looks after the upgrade. So a little bit of change. Now it's gonna be loading. Of course you can, like I said, just edit the grab configuration and take the splash out like it was there. This quiet splash, just take it out of there. Just leave the mitigation if you don't want this look. Okay, so basically that's the Grub Customizer. These are the things that can, after modifying, speed up your work. This is how you can customize your Grub menu with the themes. Next thing you can use to speed up your Linux distribution is ZSwap. This is for, bear that in mind, this is only for like systems that have 16 gigs or less. If you have more than 16 gigs RAM, don't use this option because it's not gonna be needed. But if you have less, you can use this, because ZSwap, it's like well, Linux feature that compresses data that is about to enter your swap file. This causes it to be used quite a bit less and can give a performance uplift to those with small amount of memory. So if you have a system with 32 gigs or greater, it wouldn't be recommended to do this. It's not recommended to do this. Okay, so let's go to our default grabbing configuration. I'm gonna show you. Okay, let's just line. Okay, we got our file. So basically what you will need to do is this grab command line Linux, and here you're gonna just type in zswap.enabled equals 1. Well, basically that's it. Just save it. Yes. And then update grub. Okay, so this also should improve your performance if, like I said, you have less than 16 gigs of RAM or 16 gigs of RAM. Next thing you can do is also using a faster system shell, because a standard system shell bin/sh was once provided by Bash. Bash is very slow at startup because it does quite a lot of things before it starts to process shell statements. So during boot up, a lot of shell scripts are executed, and using well, to actually using a quicker shell has a, how to say it, noticeable impact, you know, if you switch maybe. To switch from like bin, we're gonna use dpkg reconfigure. Okay, so we need to of course specify what we're reconfiguring. Okay, so let's end it. There you go. The system shell is the default command interpreter for shell scripts. Use dash as the default system shell. Yep. Okay, so basically now we migrated or we changed to dash, from bash to dash. So that should also speed up many things. Okay, another thing that we can actually do is reboot time. We can decrease that at least a little bit. Let's do systemd analyze blame. So sorry, systemd. So we can see here all the stuff that is actually making our boot reboot choke. So this is all the stuff. You can basically check what kind of services are slowing your boot time here. Okay, so just to actually change our reboot time to a faster one, we're gonna install Kexec tools. So Kexec tools. Sorry, Kexec. So let's do nala install tools. Two packages, right? Or one package, fine. And there you go, configuring Kexec tools. If you choose this option, a system reboot will trigger a restart into the kernel loaded by Kexec instead of going through the full system bootloader process. Yep. So now our reboots should be faster. Let's see. Yeah, definitely looks faster. Let's just wait a minute until it loads. So well, still loading time is, for me at least, quite long. That's because I'm on a virtual machine. Right. So we can as well, I think, let's check systemd. Maybe first root, then let's do systemd. Okay, so here as you can see our startup is this total, how many seconds graphical target reached after. So yeah, here is how you can check how much time did your Debian took to load. Of course, you can tinker with different stuff here on Debian to decrease this time. From those things that I showed you, you can choose whatever you want to use, but those things should also speed up your system. Okay, so we managed to do some stuff with speeding up. We managed to install a different installation module instead of apt. So maybe now I will briefly talk about securing our Debian